Hi, I'm Mark Donovan from HomeAdditionPlus.com, and today I'm going to show you how to tile a custom shower. The first thing we're going to do is apply tile backerboard tape on all the seams that are associated with the cement backerboard. So what we're doing now is putting thin-set mortar over the tape, and you don't need to do a really super fancy job here. Just need to get it on so the tape is fairly well covered. So now that we've taped the seams and put a layer of thin-set mortar on top, we're going to let this dry, and then we'll be ready to start our actual tile job. So what I've done is I've installed a ledger board near the bottom of the shower stall, basically one tile height above the base of the shower pan. And what we'll do is we've also drawn some vertical and horizontal lines to make sure that we keep our tile pattern going straight up the wall. And I'm also using these tile spacers to ensure both vertical and horizontal plumbness and straightness as I go up. Once this tile has set, after about 24 hours, I'll remove the ledger board and then put the final tile piece on the shower wall. So what I've done is I mixed up some thin-set mortar with water per the manufacturer's directions. As you can see, it has a nice pasty-like consistency. We're going to let this slake up for about 5 minutes, and then we can actually begin to install it on the walls and then apply the tile to it. So now we're applying the thin-set mortar to the cement board, and we first put it on with the flat side of the trowel, and then turn it at a 45-degree angle and run vertical notched lines up it. And then we do about anywhere from 8 to 10 square feet at a time so that we don't overdo ourselves and have dry mortar by the time we put the tiles on. So we've finished the back wall, and we're now moving on to the one of the side walls. And again, we're doing about 4 rows of tile per section, so that we don't put too much thin-set on at any one time. And again, we're using spacers to ensure a 1/8 inch spacing. So we're continuing up our third and final side of shower wall, and we're just again simply laying the tile on top of the thin-set mortar and putting in 1/8 inch spacers between each tile. So now that we've put all the tile on the walls, we're going to remove the ledger board and put the final row of tiles along the base of the shower stall area. So I put on the final row of tile along the base of the shower stall area, and I've taped it to the tile just above it that was previously put on and the mortar had set up. So now that we've completed putting the tile on the shower walls, we'll move to the floor. So to tile the shower floor, I'm using 1 square sheets of 2x2 tiles that have a mesh on the back side. And what we're going to do is apply thin-set mortar to the shower floor pan area using a 3/16 by 5/32 inch notch trowel. And again, using a thin-set mortar that I've made up here, and it's kind of got a nice pasty consistency. So before actually installing tile floor into a shower stall area, we needed to first build a mortar shower pan, and that's what I've got here. Basically, it's a flexible membrane liner that's sandwiched in between 2 layers of mortar. And now what we're going to do is simply apply a skim coat or layer of thin-set mortar onto the shower floor pan, and then inset these tiles onto the shower floor pan. So I'm laying some thin-set mortar in and troweling it again with a 3/16 by 5/32 inch trowel, notch trowel. Because this is such a small shower, only about 2.5 by 2.5 square feet, and I know it's square, I'm starting in one corner, working my way across. If this had been a large surface area, I would have found the straight horizontal and vertical axes and started from the middle out. But again, since this is a small shower, we're going to work from the corner edge across. Now I've made my thin-set mortar bed, and now I'm simply going to lay my 2-inch tile into the base of it and press down firmly. You don't want to use a really thick notch trowel, or else you'll wind up having the thin-set mortar come up and through the cracks. Nice thing about these 1x1 sheets of tile is that they are automatically spaced so that you don't have to sit there and individually space every tile. just want to make sure that you have a nice consistent seam between the square sheets that's consistent with this spacing on the other tiles that are in the center of the sheets. Okay, so what I'm doing is working my way across the floor shower. I've cut out a square opening that we'll go back and fill later with individual tiles around the shower drain assembly itself. And then along the wall, I'm checking the spacing. It's just shy of a foot, so I'm basically going to have to cut a row of tiles approximately an inch off on the end to make sure we can fit nicely and have about an 1/8 inch gap up against the shower wall. All right, now that we've put in the shower floor tile everywhere except around the drain, all we're doing is nipping tile to put it in place nice and tight around the drain. All right, so what we've done on the curb is we've attached the outside tile pieces, these are 12-inch wide tile pieces, to the front of the curb. And now I've cut a couple top pieces to go on top, and we'll put thin set mortar in to hold them in place. All right, we put our thin set mortar in, and now we're simply going to drop these pieces of tile into place, kind of push them in nicely and make sure we have our gaps. Now the thing too you want to keep in mind is that you want to make sure there's a slight tilt toward the shower stall area, so water won't run outside of the shower stall when it's finished. So we've completed tiling the shower floor and the curb. We'll let this set up overnight, and tomorrow we can come back and grout it. Alright, so now we're actually applying the grout to the joints. We're going at a 45-degree angle across the corners to get the grout into the seams. And we're basically just going to work our way down this wall and then move to the next wall. And after about 15 to 30 minutes of this sitting here, we'll wipe it down with damp, wet sponge. Alright, so now that we've let the grout set up for about 15 minutes, I'm just gently going over it with my damp sponge and only getting a few swipes of it before I have to rinse it again. So that about does it for tiling a shower. We'll let the grout lines set up for about 48 hours and then come back and seal them with a grout sealer to prevent any mold or mildew growth on the grout lines, and then apply a final bead of caulk to the outside edges of the tile. If you want more detailed instructions on tiling a shower, visit HomeAdditionPlus.com and look for our Tiling a Shower ebook.